Hello, are you still paying per submission for your patient intake forms? Or even worse, risking compliance with non-secure tools? Today, we're changing the game. We're walking you through our brand new all-in-one product that makes secure data collection, appointment scheduling, and patient workflow easy and affordable. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to the HIPAA Insider Show. I'm Adam, and as always, I'm joined by CEO and founder of HIPAA Vault, Gil Vidals. Hey, Gil.
Yeah, the HIPAA Forms, I want to set the stage for this. The HIPAA Forms is important for a lot of medical practices and hospital facilities and healthcare providers because those forms is how they gather the information from the patients. And a lot of the form providers are charging, it seems not a lot at the beginning, but as soon as you want to add more users to help you build the forms, or they want to count how many submissions you've had every time someone submits a form, they want to charge you for that. So after a while, you're like, wow, I'm paying a lot for this. So we came up with a plan that we're really excited about, because once you pay this fixed fee, you can have as many forms as you want, and you can submit as many as your patients and your staff and your users could submit the forms as many times as they want, and we're not going to charge you more and more for that. So we think we have a pretty unique.
I love that. So yeah, unlimited comes with a BAA. These are things that you don't hear enough when it comes to software pricing, but seeing is believing. So let's jump in. I'm gonna, I think you have the screen ready. I'm gonna share it here. So yeah, let's see how easy it is to do the form building.
Yeah, so with the forms, when you're buying the forms from HIPAA Vault, you can come in here and you can create your own form, and that's fine. If you need some help, we're here to help you. We'll offer you some assistance, of course, to getting started. And if you really don't have time and you want to pay HIPAA Vault, we'll set up the form for you if you want to pay someone to do it. But we recommend you do it yourself, because it's not that hard if you have the time. So on the left side, you have these items that you can add, and you're really just dragging and dropping these. So it's pretty easy to do. So for example, let's say you wanted to add country. Normally you don't need countries, businesses in the US, but you could just drag and drop that here, and you'll notice that country popped up over here. The other thing is you can then list if something is required. So let's say you say, I want the phone number to be required. You'll notice over here on the right-hand side, it says required. You can enable a country picker. It'll do a drop-down list. So pretty easy to say whether it's required. Let's say that you want the height to be required. You can hit that here. And let's say you decided you don't want weight after all, so you hit the trash can. You can add links as well, and you could even add HTML. So down here you have HTML that you can add, meaning you can add code. If you're not a developer, don't worry about it. You don't need it. But if you are a developer, you'd be excited to see that. The other thing is you can do a checkbox. Let's try one of those. Add a checkbox, and then you can put it. Let's say this is going to be called. Let's call it sentiment. It's just health. I'm just making this up as an example. You could put, feeling great these days, or I have a bit of a, sick. I'm sick sometimes, yeah. or I'm I'm in the hospital and I'm quite ill.
Yeah.
Quite ill. So, and then you just click the button here, and then boom, you got a checkbox, right? That's really cool. That's just that fast. So you could do radio button.
Can you do upload buttons?
Yeah, you can do an upload button right here. Let's try that. You could do upload their photograph, or upload some document that you want them to upload. That's a great option. Yeah, and you can do a signature. So with the signature, they on their Mac tablet or whatever you have, they could sign it if you need that, and they click agree here. So this pretty simple. But look, besides this, I mean, this isn't. This is good and it's easy to use, so all that's great. But the other form providers, they all have this kind of drag and drop. So that's not what makes us unique. What's important here to realize is that the forms, once you hit submit, someone submits a form, it's going to encrypt that data. And you say, well, what does that mean and why does that matter? Well, if you want to be HIPAA compliant, you need to be encrypting the data that you're capturing. Okay, that's important. And you might say to yourself, well, doesn't everybody do that? Well, no, that's not everybody does that. So you could go to a form provider that doesn't encrypt them. I mean, they don't need to. Maybe that's not their market. They're not dealing with medical and sensitive data, so they don't encrypt it. And we have to be, the devil's in the details. So if you just simply say, is your stuff encrypted? They might say yes. And they're not lying. It might be the case where a lot of providers, once the server that holds all this technology is powered off, it's encrypted, what's called at rest. So when it's powered off, it's encrypted. But when it's powered on, it's not encrypted. Everything is in plain text. So if a hacker got into that server that's powered on, they could see everything. So when we say it has to be encrypted, we mean when the server is powered on and the database is alive and the fields are being stored, you want that to be encrypted at that time. So that's very different. So just learn the buzzword. You'd want to ask the form provider, is your data encrypted in use? Not at rest, not when it's asleep, but when it's awake in use. And this is. So that puts this in a different camp. Also, keep in mind that you have to sign a BAA. Not everyone that provides forms is going to sign a BAA. They don't want the liability. They don't want to sign it. They're not going to sign it.
So
you need both. You need both. You need the encrypted fields in use, encrypted in use, and you want the BAA signed. If you have both of those, then you're off to a good start, and you can get off to the races and start using forms instead of those old pieces of paper and clipboards that you get when you sit at a doctor's office. You get a tablet and people fill that out. And then the advantage is nobody has to transcribe that, of course, into a database. It's just automatically goes in the database. And then when somebody fills out the form, then what happens next is you click here, submissions, and under submissions, you can see, this is a test submission, but you can see the data here on the right side. You signed up for an energy boost, IV energy boost, right? So this shows you all the data. So you can then click submission, see all the data coming in as they're filled in. You can also export the data if you say, oh, well, I don't want the data sitting in here. Well, then you can export it here with the button. You can export it to a different platform or different, application that you might have that you say, oh, I want to get this out of here and somewhere else. So you could do that too. So that's a high level view of the forms and how they work. And we're going to be talking in the future, the next segments too, about calendaring, how to add a calendar item, an appointment. That's a big deal, scheduling and appointments. And then we're going to also talk about how to do a complex form that has conditional. So, most forms are just straight through, you just answer a bunch of questions, you're done, hit submit. Sometimes forms are more dynamic. Like, let's say you're going to ask questions about a menstrual cycle, and you only want to ask that of the females. And then you want to ask maybe testosterone-related questions only to the males, just an example. Mm-hmm. So when they hit the word female, and they hit that option, and you take them down one path in the form. And if they're male, they go down another path, and then it joins at the bottom where they say, oh, well, now that they've answered their female-male questions, it comes back and they continue the form. So you can do complex forms like that. They're called surveys. You can do calendaring, appointment scheduling. Quite powerful to do all these things. And again, the cost is a set cost, so you're not worried about how many users are in here or how many submissions you have. That's not going to increase your cost. So I think that's a good feature.
Oh yeah, no, I agree definitely. I mean, I think it's something that's been needed for a long time, because the amount of time that's taken on the intake with a lot of healthcare is huge. There's a lot of wasted time with manual forms that you have to print out, and then even like you're saying with these complex workflows, a certain amount of efficiency can be gained from adding if or paths in the form. So yeah, very exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely good. We'll stop, give us a ring if you need any help with these forms. We'd be happy to help you.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks for watching today. If you are interested in learning more about HIPAA forms, head to HIPAAvault.com and you can check out our product there. And if you know anyone else that's interested, drop them this video, share, also like and subscribe while you're at it. And until next time, thanks for stopping by.